Hi everyone, welcome to the Knowledge Center. Today in this session, let us understand how to solve the problems related to the alternators. So here I have a problem which is going to ask you to find the phase voltage and the line voltage of an alternator. So a 3-phase 16-pole alternator is given here which having the following data. There are number of slots and some other information has been given which has been mentioned on the board. Now, before getting into the solution of this problem, first understand the concept of it. Means here they have given the design of it, some parameters like poles, slots, conductor per slot, coil span, speed, flux per pole, and they are asking you to find the two parameters, that is the phase voltage and the line voltage. Right. So first let us write the formula which we need to use it here. So what is the formula for E phase? If it is an alternator, the formula for finding a phase value, phase voltage is 4.44 frequency into flux per pole into number of turns per phase into pole pitch factor and the distribution factor, which are called in short as Kp and Kd. So here we need to get all these informations to identify E phase. After getting the phase value of the voltage, we can find the line voltage. Here, what is the relation between the phase and line? We have EL is equal to root 3 E phase. So I have written this because it has been clearly mentioned in the question. Sorry, I have not written it, but in the question it has been mentioned that it is a star connected alternator. So this is the relation. If it was a delta connected alternator, then EL will be equal to E phase. So once if you find E phase, that will be equal to EL. So first you need to write a formula which you need to find. So first let me find this E phase. After that we can use this formula to find EL. To find this E phase, let's go one by one and then I'll come to this picture. This is an important picture I have already drawn on the board. I will explain that part later. First let's see one by one. So here 4.4 is a constant number. Need to find F. You need to know the values of individual, then only I can find phase value. So let's see what is F. So F is nothing but frequency. In this problem frequency is not mentioned. So you can write a formula. The F is nothing but N into P by 120. That is speed into number of poles by 120. So what is the speed here? It is 375 RPM into number of poles are 16 by 120. So if you simplify this, we get it as 50 Hertz. So you got frequency. What is the flux? That is flux per pole. This stands for flux per pole and it is given in the question itself 55 milliweber. So I'll write it as 55 into 10 to the power of minus 3 Weber. So we know this parameter. Next we need to find turns per phase. So turns per phase are nothing but, I'll write it here. So T phase is nothing but, if I combine two conductors together, then that is called one turn. So if I have 1 and 2, two conductors, and if I connect it together, then it is called one turn. Means for one turn, we will have two conductors. So turns per phase means what we can write? We can write Z phase by 2. If I have two conductors, I will get one turn. So this is how we can get the relation. T phase is nothing but Z phase by 2. So Z phase is nothing but total number of conductors per phase. Okay. So in this problem, conductor per slot is given, but they are not mentioned what is the conductor per phase. So we need to find that. Conductor per phase has to be identified. After that we can find out what is the number of turns. Right. So before going into this, before finding this turns per phase, I will explain you the concept of Kp and Kd. First let us find these two, then we can come to this. Okay. So let's see what is Kp. So this formula I will take up later. So what is Kp here? So Kp, let me write it here. This is the solution. So we have a formula that cos alpha by 2. That is a pitch factor. Right. So Kp in general, we can say, if we have a number of slots, means Kp is nothing but what? It is a full pitch factor. Pitch factor in short we call it as. Here they mentioned that coil span is 160 electrical degrees. So if there are number of slots in a pole, so here I have represented, I will come to this picture. You concentrate on this explanation. This is most important thing. So have a concentration here. So I have drawn the 360 on circle here. That is a, let us say this is the armature. in that armature, here the problem says that there are 16 poles. So what I have done here is I have split it into 16 portions. 1, 2, 3 up to 16. So these are the poles. So this is first pole, second pole, third pole, fourth pole, like that. And each pole, we don't know how many slots we have in each pole. But here they mentioned number of slots are 192. Total slots are 192. Total slots on this circumference will be 192. Means now I can identify the slots per pole. That is N. In short, we represent it as N. Slots per pole can be given as 192, the total slots. By how many poles do we have? We have 16. Right. So if we do this, we get the number of slots per pole. For this one pole, how many slots? So that will be, answer will be 12. The number of slots per pole has to be identified. So that is 12. It means in this one pole, we are going to have 12 slots. Okay. So I got 12 slots. Now, say this is the first slot here. First slot, and this is the 12th slot. So I will represent that first and 12th slot here. Say slot number 1, 2, up to 12. Right. So there are 12 slots in one pole. After this, we'll come across the second pole. So in this second pole, again I will rename it as the 13th slot will be named as again 1. I will rename it as 1, 2, so on. Again there will be 12 slots in this second pole. Now I will come back to this pitch factor here. I'm explaining that part here. See, the conductor what I have in the first slot, if this conductor is connected to the very first slot of the next adjacent pole, so this pole, if I connect it like this, then we say the coil span of these two conductors is 180 degree electrically. 180 degree electrically, it's not mechanically. Mechanically it's not 180 degree, but electrically it is 180 degree. Right? So understand this concept. If the first slot of conductor which we have in a first slot is connected to the conductor which we have in a first slot of the next pole, then it is 180 degree coil span. That is called full pitch. And then if this is the case, the Kp is going to be 1. Kp will be 1. Because why? I'll tell you. Kp is nothing but what? Cos alpha by 2, where alpha is nothing but chord angle. So chord angle is nothing but the angle by which it is shortened. If it is not shortened, means if it is connected first slot to another first slot, then there is no slot angle, there is no chord angle. Then that is 0, alpha will be 0. So cos 0 is 1. So Kp will be 1. That is called full pitch factor. But in this problem, we have coil span of 160 degree. So instead of connecting it to first slot of the next pole, we have some variations there. Instead of that, it has been say somewhere here connected. Somewhere it is connected here. Instead of there, it is connected to this conductor which is less than the 180 degree. So that angle is given as 160 degree. So what is the difference now? How much it has been shortened now? Instead of connecting it to 180 degree coil span, it is connected to 160 degree span. So the chord angle means the difference between that is the chord angle now. So that alpha can be given as 180 minus 160, which is 20 degree. So here alpha will be 20. So 20 by 2 is 10. Therefore, you can say cos 10. You can just substitute it there and get the value of the Kp. 0.9848. So this is Kp value. So pitch factor will be always in between 0 and 1, maximum is 1. Right? So I hope alpha is clear for you. If it is clear, press the like button here. Don't forget it. The chord angle means how the conductor is shortened with respect to the 180 degree. If it is connected exactly to the first slot of the next pole, then the coil span will be 180 degree and Kp will be 1. If it is shortened by any one angle, one slot, or if it is shortened by some degree, then that has to be considered as an alpha. So alpha is nothing but the angle by which it is shortfalled. That is called chord angle. I hope this is clear for you. Right? So now after understanding this, now let's find Kd. We got Kp. That is, I hope it is clear for you. See, if the concepts are clear, don't forget to press the like button and also put a comments there. Right. Now let's go for Kd. So KD is nothing but distribution factor which can be given as sine m beta by 2 by m sine beta by 2. Okay. So what is m and beta? That is important thing. M is nothing but number of slots per pole per phase. So we have already, I have taken n here, slots per pole. So there are 12 slots per pole. Now m is nothing but slots per pole per phase. It means it is a 3-phase alternator, and we know that R, Y, B are the 3 phases. So when you have 12 slots here in one pole, for each pole how many, for each phase how many poles we give? Definitely these 12 slots will be divided by 3. So 12 by 3 means it is 4, right? So 4 slots will be there, means red R coil will be there in 4 slots, yellow coil will be there in another 4 slots, and B phase will be there in another 4 slots. So that is called slots per pole per phase. So you can take it as an slots per pole is 12 by phase. How many phase? 3. So 12 by 3 is 4. So m is nothing but how many phases are reserved for per pole in a slots. Okay. So m is clear. Now let's see what is beta. Beta is nothing but it is a slot angle. It is slot angle. Okay, we have a ready-made formula that is 180 degree by n. So that's the reason already n has been written here. N is nothing but slots per pole. So slot angle is nothing but, again you can say, you can get back the picture 1, 2, 3 up to 12. So in this first pole we have 12 slots. In this first pole I have 12 slots, right? So what is an angle between one pole to another pole? One slot to another slot. So this angle, the angle between this slot and this slot is termed as beta. That angle is called, slot angle is called beta. So be careful about the alpha and beta. Alpha is a chorded angle, beta is a slot angle. So 180 degree divided by number of slots per pole. So that is n. So that is the formula. So 180 by n is 12. So we get it as a 15 degree. So beta is 15 degree. Okay. So remember these parameters, sir. So after getting this, we can substitute it and get the value of KD, that is distribution factor. So according to this data, we get it as 0.9577. Right. I will erase this portion so that we can move further. Okay. So we got given KD. Now we left out with the number of turns per phase. So number of turns per phase, let me write it here, Z phase by 2, whereas Z phase is nothing but total number of conductor per phase. So how many conductors I am going to have per phase? Okay. So we have how many conductor per phase? Here I told you that we have 4 slots per phase. M, for example, we had for R phase we have 4 slots, for Y phase we have 4 slots, and for B phase we have 4 slots. Right. That is one thing we can use and try to get the formula for a value of a Z phase. 12 into 4, that is 64. Or if not, I can give you another parameter, that is how many number of slots per phase we have. How many number of slots per phase. Here number of slots per pole we got, slots per phase. Slots per phase. So total number of slots are 192. There are 192 slots per phase, that is 3. So we get 64. So there are 64 slots per phase. For one phase we have 64 slots. I have identified slots here, not the conductors. But here I want conductors per phase. Z phase is nothing but conductors per phase by 2. But I got slots per phase. Why I have done that? Because I know that conductors per slots are 8. So for one slot we have 8 conductors, means for 64 slots how many conductors, that's how we need to find. Now I will repeat this concept again and be careful about it. Why I have taken 64? See, we should not take the total number of conductors here. Here I just need to take the total number of conductors per phase. Right. So what I have done, first I concluded what is the number of slots per phase, that is 64. 192 by 3 phase. And then we got one slot we have 8 conductors. So for 64 slots how many? So 64 into 8 will give you the total number of conductors per phase. So here conductor per phase can be given as 64 by 2. 64 is the conductor per phase. By 2, that will be the turns per phase. Okay. Sorry, 64, not only 64, it is 64 into 8. 64 into 8 by 2. Okay, that's what I have written here. That is one thing you can do. Or we have another method to find the total number of conductors. Z phase is nothing but what? First let us find the total conductors. Z. Z is total number of slots into slots per conductor. Sorry, conductors per slot. Conductor per slot. This is another formula. I am taking total slots and conductor per slot. That will give the total conductors. So total conductors means 192 is the total slots into conductor per slot is 8. So this will give you total conductors. I want Z phase. So how many phase we have? 3. So whatever the answer you get, you divide it by 3. There also we get the same answer what you used to get for 64 into 8. So these are the two methods of identifying the Z phase. First find the total conductors and then divide by 3, you will get Z phase. Or you find the slots per phase and multiply it with the number of conductor per slot. You will get the same. So here for this answer, the number of turns per phase are going to be 256. So we got even T phase. Now substitute all these parameters into this formula and get E phase. So the phase value after making all the substitution, the E phase is going to be 2948 volt. 2948 volt. I'm just substituting these values into this. And then the line voltage, therefore the line voltage will be root 3 times of this E phase value because it is a star connection. So substituting that we get 5106 volt. 5106 volt. I hope this is very clear for you guys. If it is clear, like it, share among your friends and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you.